Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Well, a little slim pickings on the news-wise. Head of the Shanghai Motor Show coming on in China here in the next several days. Well, we'll get to what stuff we found as of now. First up on the list, let's talk about the Chevy Cruze diesel. As it came out in the Detroit Motor Show, talking about the fuel economy numbers on this weren't quite as good as I was really hoping for. Around 41 miles to the gallon, which wasn't near as good as I was thinking. The thing would at least do mid-40s. Well, apparently now that the EPA has tested the new Chevy Cruze diesel, it now gets 46 miles to gallon on the highway, which means this thing will do over 700 miles on a tank of fuel. Not too shabby. And it's going to be interesting to see how this car sells in the U.S. market, as diesels don't do near as well as they do in other parts of the world. Now, this vehicle does have a price caveat, as it is $2 to $3 grand more per vehicle when you go and buy one over the standard Cruze. So we'll see how well this thing sells, see what the take rate is on this particular automobile, to see if this may start to spread to other manufacturers building diesel versions. I already know that Mazda's coming out with one, and I think that Ford may be coming out with one as well. So we'll wait and see what comes of this deal and see if they sell well enough, and see if there comes a new niche in the American market. Next up on the list, Hendrik Fisker. Well, anytime we talk about the Hendrik Fisker and the Fisker group, it's been nothing but bad news lately, and this continues to be. There's rumors floating around the interweb that over $600,000 per karma per automobile were lost on this particular vehicle. And that was staged if they had actually sold 2,500 units, which I don't think they really even got anywhere close to that type of deal, which meant they would have had to sell probably around 30,000 to 40,000 units maybe to even come up even. And I was trying to do the math, trying to figure out how, this could go so wrong. And obviously, the technology is not brand new in this particular automobile. In fact, it's much the same as what's in the Chevy Volt. So, what was the deal on this particular automobile? Well, there's a lot of things that come into this deal, as actually building everything from scratch. Not a whole lot of off-the-shelf parts were used on this automobile, which means that a lot of cost and a lot of development had to be put into this particular automobile, which means that you have to do this. And this comes in with any kind of automobile that you ever try to design. There's a lot of development costs, like what we talked about last week when Ford and General Motors are going in together to build transmissions. Trying to spread out that cost over a bunch of automobiles. That way you can actually get to making real cash a lot quicker. Well, what comes to be from this particular situation, apparently now that comes out that Autoline.tv is actually reporting that this deal is actually a lot worse shape than we thought. At least they were taking a lot of government money, which was keeping afloat along with investor hopes. So which is what Fisker has actually been living on for quite some time. Well, apparently even after the whole deal went into bankruptcy, apparently they were continuing to take the money from the government, which means now there's going to be a congressional hearing over this deal, which means they're going to put Hendrik Fisker here front and center to ask him to explain the situation. So pretty desperate times when it comes to this whole company. Sad ending to this deal. It's just really quite tragic, as we've seen here as of late. Next up on the list, happier news. The brand new Honda NSX. The first go round, I think, in the first real high performance, somewhat affordable hybrid automobile. Cannot wait to see what this thing's going to do. Speed wise, 0 to 60 wise, it's going to be pretty exciting to see how this car gets on. But if you really want to get your hands on this, get down to your Honda, aka Acura dealership, lay down some coin. We heard this week that the actual automobile taking $5,000 euro deposits on a brand new NSX, which comes out to $7,600 here in the States. But you can get your hands on one of these, or at least get your deposit in to get dibs on one of these automobiles. Apparently, as of the article that I had seen on the situation, 25 actual people have come out and said that they were on board. I'm sure that that's probably doubled or quadrupled by now. But if you want to, get down to your Honda or Acura dealership, as this car will be coming very, very soon. Pretty cool to see. I'm really excited to see Honda building something actually pretty cool to talk about, instead of the boring junk they usually do. Next up on the list, Lamborghini's in the news, and this is actually a little weirdo story. There's been an Aventador been pounding around the Nürburgring Nordschleife loop that caught the attention of some spy photographers. This is actually a little bit different. They say the sucker is super fast. Well, apparently, or at least what some of these spy photographers are thinking, quite possibly this could be the SV version, much like the Murcielago, the Super Veloce version, which comes with a lot more kit on it to make it super fast, especially when it comes to track use. They're saying this Aventador has a big front splitter in the center of it, bringing it right down to the ground. They're looking like it may be a tad bit lower, like some suspension work. The calipers on the front end of the car, the brake calipers, actually been repositioned. Also, the vehicle looks to have high-performance tires and center lock, or the center lug, wheels on this vehicle. So apparently, if they go the full Super Veloce treatment, it means a lot of aero work stuff done to it, as we've heard on this particular automobile, not to mention a lot of performance stuff as far as horsepower and suspension work and everything to make it a great track day monster. So can't wait to see what comes of this deal. No word from Lamborghini on what actually this will be, but we'll wait and see, and this will come up very soon. Also with the Lamborghini, same deal with the Lamborghini Gallardo. We're hearing that Gallardo will go out in a blaze of glory as they're going to build the final Gallardo. It's going to be a special edition vehicle. The Gallardo's been around with us for, over 10 years, I want to say. Well, this special edition Gallardo is going to be actually super special, because it's going to be a stripped-down, lightweight vehicle. And it's going to have a couple of features that we've seen in another Gallardo here not too long ago. The Valentino Barboni Gallardo. Now, Valentino Barboni is a long-time Lamborghini test driver. Lamborghini made a little tip of the hat, building him a special edition vehicle that went on sale here not too long ago. Two of the real key things that happened with this automobile is it came with a manual transmission only, also coming with rear-wheel drive, not like the four-wheel drive. Now, this special edition vehicle is supposed to be a lot lighter and probably going to have some aero tweaks on it to make it super quick. So, if this comes to be, and this thing is a rear-wheel drive manual transmission, I can guarantee you one thing. This will probably be the last ever manual transmission Lamborghini to ever come out of the factory for Lamborghini. So, a kind of sad situation, but kind of neat to see what could come of this vehicle very soon. Talking about this thing maybe coming out into Germany, Frankfurt Motor Show. We may get a first peek at this particular automobile as it's coming down the pike. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this week's Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to become a member of over at the Facebook page, there's a link down there in the show notes. It'll take you right over to it. You can get to see some of the stupid stuff we do over there. Also, if you want to become a subscriber to the channel, you can do so at any time and get first dibs on the show as soon as they come out. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.